can I ask you this? And this is Overreaction Friday.
Okay.
On
a What's More Likely Friday.
On a What's More Likely. I just want to throw this out there. If you're the Raiders, okay?
Yeah, right, good, yep.
And you have Max Crosby, who is, according to all the information, people unhappy and likely to be moved, okay? Do you trade him knowing that 2027 is the quarterback-heavy draft that everyone's trying to get into, and you take one of these defensive players, number 1 overall, and you use the draft capital that you accumulate from a Crosby trade for next year's draft?
Great question.
To wherever you end up, go to number 1 and get Arch Manning, Dante Moore, any of these guys. Well, is that even in the realm of possibility?
Or are they sold?
You can never say never, right? Mm-hmm. But Fernando Mendoza stepped to the podium here earlier today and sounded like a franchise quarterback. And I understand everybody looks at this kid from Cal to Indiana and thinks that he's not first overall material. And I would disagree. And that you have the first overall pick now, and you are quarterback needy, you go get him now. Instead of, well, next year we've got all these draft choices, because it doesn't matter. The number of times, again, that we talk about the draft and you need a quarterback, and why not wait till 2027? You could use all of these draft choices to trade up to go get the guy you want, unless the first overall spot is occupied by a quarterback-needy team. And they're not moving off, no matter if you say, I'm giving you the Ditka trade, which is every draft choice I've got.
Pick we got, yeah.
And it won't matter, because if there is a quarterback-needy team sitting first overall next year, and it's Arch Manning by a margin, or Moore by a margin, or whoever, by a wide margin,
they're not giving it up.
And a perfect example is, and it doesn't even have to be the first overall pick. Perfect example is your team that just went to the Super Bowl, Chris. The number of teams that reached out to the Patriots on draft day and leading up to the draft for the third overall pick for Drake May.
Yeah.
And the Patriots treated that as if it was the first overall selection. And they made the right move. This is all assuming that Fernando Mendoza ain't it. And when he stepped to the podium today, was asked about basically what it was like, what it would be like to lead a team. What does it take to be the face of a team? He gave this answer.
I believe with an NFL franchise, to lead it, you need equity. And then you need 2 things to build equity. You need 1 to play well. And so that's where all my focus goes into. Football, football, football. If you want to lead, you first got to play well. And then second, it's having the respect of your teammates through work ethic, through your leadership, through your tenacity, the way you respond to mistakes. And so those are all things I'm looking to work on.
I kind of think like that's. Don't you want to hear that? And then you look at the film, man. Look at the film.
No doubt.
Was it Reese who hit him in the first? Who was the one? Which Buckeye lit him up in the Big Ten championship game?
Yeah.
Honestly, the number of hits he took against Miami, the performance that he made in leading the team down the field against your Nittany Lions when it all looked lost and it looked like, the Penn State was ready to put a pelt on their board with James Franklin gone.
That game is still
he
incredible.
Was amazing. Yeah. Take a look at all of his out routes. These supposedly simple throws, but sometimes you could lead your guys. Sometimes you can't. You overcook it. He's like a machine.
Yeah.
The 50-50 balls, the back shoulder throws.
He's bigger than you think.
Yeah, he's a machine.
He's a true 6'5".
Jay Felly hit Texas this morning. He's like, Fernando is huge.
Oh, is Jay Felly new Rich Eisen Show
scout
talent evaluator?
Yeah, right.
He's a big hits what he said. He's a big boy. He's bigger than you think.
Yeah.
He was, and to your point, is it possible that they're like, we want to wait at the quarterback spot. We can go and get Kirk Cousins. Just throwing names out here,
Sure.
right? Okay.
Someone to fill a one-year gap.
We're not going to go draft Fernando Mendoza after what he's done and the way that he can comport himself off hours in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're not going to hook him up with our new wonderkind head coach. We're just not going to do it because we still have some reservations. We can trade Max Crosby for more picks and go ahead and take one of these
fill the
one of
roster
these
out.
players that we've been talking about to start.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And so it's possible, sure. I don't think it's likely. I know what's more likely Friday, but Mendoza was asked, what if the Raiders do pass him up first overall, and what would he feel if that happened?
Nothing. There's so many great players in this class. I mean, we saw the Ohio State guys run yesterday. There's plenty of Indiana guys who are great in the draft as well, and I'm just honored to be a part of the group. There'll be no hard feelings. There's so many things that organizations and business they got to do for themselves, and I'm just trying to be the best me possible. And whatever team drafts me, I'm grateful, whether it's the number 1 pick or whether it's, the 199th pick.
199. Interesting.
Why would he choose?
That's such a random number.
That was definitely a choice,
Pull out of
right?
the air. Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's a choice. I think by the way, the Jets would do cartwheels if the Raiders decided to go defense off the top and use whatever draft capital they get from Max Crosby, which probably wouldn't be as good if they traded the first overall pick and got out.
Right.
For a quarterback needy team. They could get a bigger haul for that, I think, than anything else, than a Max Crosby deal, for instance. So
he's the
couple
guy.
cents on. He is the guy. I think he's
getting
the guy.
more and more convinced.
Why isn't he the guy? Because he's all shucks. He reminds people of Kirk Cousins. Cousins hasn't won much in this league other than
I don't know.
insane amounts of contracts. And
People act
respect
like they want
of a lot
someone
of
with an
people,
edge.
but
People act like they want someone with an
a little bit of an edge, yeah.
No,
But you can be a nice guy and still go out there and kick butt. and
Well,
get
I mean,
the
just
job
to use
done.
the phrase, he's a milk drinker,
Right.
And sometimes at the quarterback spot, certainly for the Raiders, you want somebody who's learning the playbook by the light of a jukebox. Ken Stabler.
Yeah. And he's from Miami, so you're not worried about him going out. I mean, we made a joke about this, about the hangover. He grew up in, never mind. You're not worried about him going out and wilding.
No, it doesn't feel like it.
I just think you shouldn't overthink it.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.